Go. What up, y'all? Welcome to TTESPN. I'm Vita Van Pelt here with Soy Sauce. If you click this, thank you for clicking. We'll be talking about the AFC East and our divisional breakdowns. We are hitting the halfway point. If you haven't, we just gonna cut it short. Do the YouTube thing. Drop a like, drop a sub. All comments are welcome. Some of the comments we already got before. Yeah, you bust us out, call us dumb. It's cool. They're all welcome. We take them all. We take them all. Thank you, y'all. Halfway through, if you're watching this, that means the North is done, the NFC East is done. We are now making our way to the AFC East. But before we get started, so how you doing today?
Real good, man. Real good. Real good. I'm excited to get into this. Like you said, the halfway point, man. That's what I'm looking forward
Yeah,
to. Because that makes us
uh,
closer to the south in your neighborhood, and then we get even closer
yeah,
to the west when we're probably gonna get a whole lot of comments.
yeah, yep. We'll be in my hood next episode, going to the NFC South. Me and Deuce's hood. But for now, we up to the AFC East, man. A very interesting division with storylines, with new names coming in, with other names if they're going to be around, news that's dropping. So before we get started, we're going to preference this with always saying we are couch sports analysts, y'all. We be here talking our stuff. We try to do the best we can with covering every team. We try to cover every team and give our thoughts. Feel free if we miss something we try to look up for is a front office changes, coaching changes. A lot of that is very difficult to keep up with. We do this for the love, y'all. We don't get paid for this. We won't be hating if we get some dollars, but we try to do what we can. So if you're rocking with us, thank you. Again, do the YouTube thing. Let's get into it. And we're starting off with number one, the New York Jets, the New York Jets, or as I started to nickname them, the New York Jackers. The New York Jackers. We start worst to first, y'all. We start worst to first. The Jets finished last, I believe, what, 7-10.
hmm
The bottom of the division. So we'll get to talk about the New York Jackers, newly acquired Aaron Rodgers, Nathaniel Hackett, offensive coordinator. You got McCole Hardman coming over. Talk about jet sweep, tweet, subline, all that good jazz. Damn near Aaron and all his homeboys from the Packers are now the Jackers. So man, this is a team that's because of the movement of Ron over, is supposed to be a contender to many in the AFC or what they would like to be. I think it's an early rising, but we'll see. So, what are your thoughts, man, on the New York Jets offseason move so far?
Surprisingly, man, I think the biggest, not necessarily biggest, but I think the most impactful move outside of Aaron Rodgers, outside of all his friends coming over, is them bringing over Tristan Colon Castillo from the Ravens at center. I think that was one of the things that stood out for them last year is that O line. He's not gonna be in the starting lineup. I don't think. I think they're gonna find a way to slide him at guard.
Yeah.
But I mean, we could talk about the obvious pieces, right? Bringing over Alan Lazard, Mecole Hardman. Who else came over? Chuck Clark, I think, from the Ravens came over. Wes
Bizarre.
Wes Schweitzer on the line. They got a little bit more line depth.
Yeah.
They lost Braxton Berrios. They lost some pieces on defense too. Sheldon Rankins isn't there no more.
Yeah, Adrian Amos came over.
Yeah, they got some interesting pieces.
The New York Jackers.
They just took pieces from other teams.
Yeah, the New York Jackers. They almost took everybody was chilling with Aaron and kind of just brought him over.
They brought Aaron's bestie over. What's the name? Randall Cobb.
No.
But I don't know. I think they got a good roster. We obviously ain't gonna know what it looks like, especially with that offensive coordinator and that whole coaching staff over there. We ain't gonna know what it looks like until the first 3 to 5 games. But
Yeah.
on paper, it look good.
It does. I say it every time, and I'll continue to acknowledge it because it's definitely a reality quote. It's a humbling quote, and it's a truthful quote. The Jets coach Robert Saleh is definitely one of my favorite guys out here with his quote when he says, "We play a child's game for a king's ransom." So that part in itself would always be dope to me. So I'm always going to acknowledge that part of it. But my struggle with this team is I think he's still the fourth best coach in the division.
Sad.
As highly as I could try, yeah, as highly as I want to, as much as I just like him, it's still very difficult for me to like put him over Mike McDaniels. Obviously not Megamind and Sean McDermott, who has Buffalo still, top team in the conference. Like it's difficult to take value in these moves to say, hey, what I'm saying, I can move you up the coaching standings with the Jets. It makes me worrisome because he said some stuff a while ago. It was like, hey man, before we got here, this roster was bad. Now it is better. GM and them did what they had to do. But now you're like, okay, man, I don't think you understand the expectations that comes with an Aaron Rodgers quarterback team. And especially in the New York media, like, bro, you're gonna kind of be getting heated from every angle. Like, if y'all come out and start off bad, bro, like your job's gonna be on the line really, really fast.
Yeah.
So that does concern me. Is kind of getting the full scale of seeing how well he's coached, how well he will coach these guys. It and we never liked Zach Wilson. You know what I'm saying? Like we thought he was buns, but it also has to kind of be a point too of like, and I hate to use the cliche of it, but you're a defensive coach and you kind of didn't really help out your rookie contract quarterback. And because of that, that move could potentially set y'all back in a way that I don't think Aaron's gonna cover the ground on.
Yeah, they had to
Yeah,
spend some money to bring quarterback in
yeah,
to essentially change the franchise. And normally we talk
yeah.
about teams that are quarterback away. This might have been one of those, but would that have changed the landscape of their
So
division
this
that they're in last year? I don't think
So
so.
this is like the fourth year in a row we've seen this. Brady moves, win. Stafford moves, win. Russell wins, doesn't make Russell moves, doesn't make the playoffs. Aaron moves, question mark in the air about what's gonna happen. So you're right. It's like this team could say they was a quarterback away. I will believe it. To say, hey, we are a quarterback away. But Aaron Rodgers is. I just looked at his stats. That was his first double-digit interception year in a long time.
Yeah, he's usually taking care of the ball really well.
Yeah, he is. And then, you can say the lines of, well, he'll have a Garrett Wilson. Yeah, but then I don't know what, that last year's O line I know probably didn't play up to expectation in Green Bay, but how much more can I say that for the Jets O line and what they're doing?
Right, right. And I mean, they brought some
Brees
depth
Hall,
over, but they didn't really bring any names. I mean, I think the biggest thing you got to look for this team is cool. This O line now has another year together. That's probably
yeah,
like the biggest positive for the O line
yeah.
depth.
Mekhi Beckham, who always seems to stay hurt, find a way to be hurt. Elijah Vera Tucker, like him. Lakin Tomlinson came over last year, I believe. Dwayne Brown, I really like their running back room. They probably got like top to bottom, low key one of like the deepest, dopest running back rooms you can see. Brees Hall, Michael Carter, Israel Abanikanda. He's really dope. So like I really like that running back room. Garrett Wilson, dope. I think he's gonna be a star. Corey Davis, who God, bro, they really did bring in over Alan Lazard and McCole Hardman for you to kind of move down the depth chart.
Yeah.
Which
It's,
again, at the point of your signing, it was okay because you were just kind of there to help fill the gap in. I feel like so now, I wouldn't be shocked if you kind of found yourself as the odd man out. Tyler Conklin, kind of see what he does there at tight end. But like, so some of my concerns when it comes to the Jets and their moves is the highs of this team came off the back of their rookie class in Garrett Wilson and Sauce Gardner.
mhm.
That's what it came off of. It came off the fact of like, oh, Garrett Wilson looks like another Ohio State wide receiver to be top 20, top 15 dude potentially. And then Sauce Gardner, who's according to everybody and their mama, the best cornerback in the league.
Yeah, so I
Which
we gotta talk about that, bro. Like he's only had 1 year in the league. He's
1 year.
literally only had his rookie season, and not we, but like the New York media and media in general is putting him there already. That to me doesn't sit
PF,
right.
PFF is putting him there. For any person, because of the grades that he put up last year, is ranking him the best cornerback in the NFL. And I am not taking away from the fact that he had a great year. But over here, you don't get 1 year and get that stamp. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
nah, I can't stand on that for
No.
real.
You don't get 1 year and get that stamp. Like you just don't. So I think that's out of pocket, which makes me feel like If Sauce doesn't play up to that same level, then yeah, this team's in danger because he did play at an elite, like all time level last year for a rookie, and that's something very difficult to sustain.
And I mean, those of y'all
So
watching
if
that came over from TikTok, if you're watching Vita's TikToks, y'all already know he said this already. Let this man get burnt one play.
yeah,
Let him get burnt one play, and he's just gonna get roasted.
it's gonna be bad. Like the bar's been set so high, he's really not allowed room to fail this year, which is like kind of bad in a sense because now it's almost like you're basing the success off your defense
Yeah,
off this guy playing at this. Now, if he does it again, then yeah, I'm definitely gonna come back and be like, nah, he doubled up. He showed that it wasn't. And I'm not saying he's gonna have drop off and be no, you know, 15, 20 cornerback. I do think he's still a top 10, top five dude, but to outright say best in the league, you're not gonna get that from me.
yeah.
You're not going to get that from me at all. So I think some of the stuff that like they're holding, I feel like the expectations that they're holding on to is keeping these players at a level of play that might be a little too far to sustain. I know and again, maybe that is their level of play. But Brees Hall comes out and he snaps, and then he goes down, and then the team's play starts to suffer, and then people are like, "Oh, well, Brees Hall comes back. We expect him to play at that same level. We expect Garrett Wilson to play at the same level. We expect Sauce to play at the same level." So, in reality, a upgrade from Zach Wilson to Aaron Rodgers should move you over the top. Like it really, really should move you over the top. I struggle to give them that though because I don't think there's another Aaron Rodgers MVP season in his back pocket.
Nah, nah.
Like I just don't feel that way. So let's see if we can kind of work through this some more and see where we're at with the Jets right now. Um, so some key players for me. And again, we try to avoid quarterbacks because we do understand how quarterbacks are in this equation. But Aaron Rodgers is truly the number one most important player on this roster because the addition of him was supposed to put you over the top and to help you to win. Number two for me is a combination of guys. I know we sometimes group the D line together, uh, but I'm looking at Carl Lawson and Jermaine Johnson.
Okay.
Two guys specifically. Like those are guys I know they drafted Will McDonald too. So that's kind of who I'm looking at. Just that kind of not like do I think their success is based off of them, but I feel like they're guys who are in position to possibly have a breakout type of year or a really impactful type of season. The secondary is good. I don't see no drop off in it. I might not stand here and say that Sauce is the best corner in the league. But you do got a good secondary, so hopefully it does relieve pressure up front. I know they still got it. I think they still up to this point have to deal with contract talks with Quentin Williams. We'll see what happens there. Oh, looking through two guys who I liked from the draft a while ago, Chaz Surratt and Nasruddin. They just on the roster. I was just like, oh dang, what I'm saying? They still kind of here hanging around. So let's see what happens with them. But then, like you said, hopefully that extra time together with the O line would help to protect Aaron because we saw what he was like in Green Bay when he wasn't getting protection. He was about to start cussing people out.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
He was,
So
he was
definitely
not
for
having a
me,
good time.
Aaron, yeah, Aaron, and I just want to see one of these D linemen, kind of who could kind of take the reins here. Carl Lawson, Jermaine Johnson. That's just kind of who I'm looking at.
Cool, cool, cool. Um, I'm gonna be right there with you, Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers is gonna be the number one guy, right? Especially coming from a team that is talking about that we're probably gonna put it in the category of being a quarterback away.
Yeah.
They have a great defense, so that is what it is. But the other one I'm gonna look at is Mecole Hardman. You spent the last half of the season hurt, so now you're stepping into a team where you got a quarterback where you're probably the number two, maybe number three receiver. You're number three on the depth chart.
Yeah.
But how can you change? How can you change the level of this offense and take the top off to open everything up for Garrett Wilson, for Allen Lazard, for Randall Cobb if he does get in, Corey Davis who's probably gonna get bumped out and eventually traded. And then the next group I'm just gonna put together is the O line, like you said, right? What can you do to protect Aaron Rodgers, and what can you do to keep this quarterback clean? Like you said, man, this is the first time. Last year was one of the first times in a long time that he threw double-digit interceptions. He has a whole lot of options here, including Tyler Conklin, and we know Aaron Rodgers loves his tight ends. He has himself a nice tight end with a pretty solid receiving core. What you gonna do with it, right? You're
Yeah.
gonna take care of the ball. You got a defense that's gonna probably keep y'all, pretty good as far as
Yeah.
catching up on points.
Yeah.
But
Got you.
that's where I'm at.
So, all right. Before we go into the schedule predictions and get a floor and a ceiling for this team, what does a Aaron Rodgers elite season with the Jets look like? So me and you both already said it, so I'll double state it just to make sure we're clear. There's no MVP season this year from Aaron, right?
Nope.
Okay, no. Last year he was 3,600 yards, 26 touchdowns, 12 interceptions, right?
Mm-hmm.
His last, let me see. Last year, 4 interceptions. The year before, 4, 5, 4, 2, 6, 7, 8. So he had a stretch of 4 years in a row where he was 5 or less interceptions. He last year was 26 touchdowns before 37, 48, 26, 25, 16, 40. So, those numbers kind of go up and down a little bit too. He had a stretch too of like 17 where he got hurt there, you could tell. But are you is Aaron throwing 30 touchdowns this year?
No.
Is he throwing double-digit picks this year?
No. No. I think Aaron Rodgers this year can be a lot more. I mean, and this is tough. It's tough saying this because he's coming from a team where he had 2 elite running backs, and I'm gonna say elite because I do truly believe those 2 dudes is elite. You had 2 really really solid running backs. Actually, I'm gonna go with really solid. I'm not gonna say elite. He had 2 really solid running backs. O-line wasn't all that, but you're also coming to a team now with, like you said, a really deep running back room. I don't think Aaron Rodgers is gonna have to throw 30 touchdowns. Right. I think this is one of those years where we're probably going to see Aaron Rodgers be a little bit more precise with what he does, how he does it. I personally I got him around 3,800 to 4,000 yards this year.
He's been
38.
4,000 4 years in a row before last.
True, but I mean I'm putting into the fact that he's coming into a new team, new offense, couple new receivers, couple new number 1 guys, new O-line.
Saying like
So
Salah and Hackett might not be LaFleur.
yeah, definitely not LaFleur.
That's what I'm saying. Like this is the part that like we talked about at the beginning, like the coaching factor.
Yeah.
Like what said, and we said it when we talked about Green Bay, like who is Rodgers as of lately without LaFleur, and who's LaFleur going to be without, Rodgers.
Right.
But I'm not trusting no Nathaniel Hackett or no Robert Saleh, you know what I'm saying, to be really trying to elevate his game.
I'm not trusting him to elevate
I'm not
his
going to say
game.
elevate, not elevate's the wrong word, but like
Help him stay consistent with his numbers.
help him. I can see him cussing them out.
I'm not gonna put my trust in them to do that. I'm putting my trust in them to have a better defense to put the ball in Aaron Rodgers' hand a lot more. That's what I'm trusting.
And so no, so I'm right. I do think this is a good defense, but the better defense for everybody who's analyzing this team means that Sauce is still playing at the exact same level that he was last year.
Right.
And that's very difficult to ask a person to do. So I'm trying to be cautious of believing that like, if he goes a little bit down, like that shouldn't be a bad thing, but to like hold him to that is really, really tough. I know I'm gonna sound like I'm gonna sound like a hater saying it, but I just think to ask him to really duplicate that year again is what people did to Trayvon Diggs.
Oh yeah, and then
what I'm saying?
They threw him in the gutter as soon as he had a regular year.
Yeah, and the regular year was still all pro. Damn near all pro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. So it's like there's halfway a problem with that. People are like, oh well, you got 10 interceptions, but you give up this many yards, and then people are like, well, Sauce doesn't give up them yards. But it's like, bro, the people have a year's worth of film on you. Megamind is gonna see you twice. Sean McDermott and Josh is gonna see you twice. Two of them is gonna see you twice. And like they got a year's worth of film on you now.
It's so that recency bias, man. I mean, we saw Trayvon Diggs when he went off his, the first couple of years, and then they realized, okay, he's gonna bite on the double moves. He's gonna try to jump that route, and then we just gonna double move him down to a street.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. Like, you're right. It's gonna be a good defense. This is not a bottom defense. This is a top tier defense. But I think like the expectations for people coming around is they're trying to hold this defense to Sauce playing this duplicating this elite year. And I still think he's going to have an elite year, but I don't think people should try to ask him to be Darrelle Revis reincarnate. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Like
yeah.
not so soon.
Putting too much on
But
him.
so there's no MVP season for Rodgers.
Nope.
High 3,000 yard season, right under 4. I can see under 4. I I don't see double digit INTs again. Like you said, I don't think the team would have to put him in that position. Um, I could see 30 plus touchdowns because I think they'll have a lot of creativity in the red zone.
Mm-hmm.
Aaron is so cold with just that little quick flip, but a wrist, right there at the line. Garrett might be able to steal like 6 of them at the goal line off the right read. We've seen him do it all the time. So, I mean, yeah, I definitely don't think there's no MVP season in him. It is an upgrade from Zach, but again, it's just like I struggle with wanting to ask myself of how do I think Hackett and Salah's going to be able to coach this dude.
Yeah.
So
I mean, it might turn into a Tom Brady situation where the first couple of games is just stumbling through, and then he's just like, "Look, this is what we're going to run because this what makes sense."
No, that's possible. That's possible, and that's definitely doable. I see that. So let's talk about my dog, Ohio State wide receiver Garrett Wilson. What are your thoughts on Garrett Wilson, Oos?
I like Garrett Wilson. I like him. To me, he's the clear number 1 receiver over here. Let me pull up his stats for everybody so we can all take a look at it together. Clear number 1 guy over here. I like one thing that I think Garrett Wilson gives Aaron Rodgers that he didn't have last year is somebody who can get open on their own, who doesn't need to worry about a scheme. And that was one of the things that we looked at the wide receiver core in Green Bay this last year is they needed a scheme to get people open. Christian Watson, if he wasn't blowing the top off the defense, you weren't going to get those underneath routes, right?
Yep.
You were going to worry about dink and dunks. You're going to worry about hopefully our running back can go pick up some yards to start the drive so we can start playing off the play action. But looking at what he did this last season, man, I think he's definitely given Aaron Rodgers somebody to he's definitely going to have a 100 reception year. He had 83 last year, 1,100 yards. I got him around 15 to 17 this year.
Yeah.
4 touchdowns. I like Garrett Wilson. I don't know if I'm going to say that he's going to end up being a top 15, top 10 receiver at the end of the year.
Yeah.
He's going to be knocking on that 15 door, though, for sure.
Yeah, so I'm expecting him to definitely make it like solidified top 20, top 15. I don't know how close I can say that at the end of the year he'll hit 10. But I said I do like that, but it's still like there's still that thought of what's coming behind him.
Yeah.
You said McCole Hardman, who like I told you, I feel like he's a one-trick pony and he's great at the trick that he does, but then that's it.
Yeah. He's gonna play that Christian Watson role that Aaron Rodgers had last year.
But I mean, definitely too. On top of it, I think Breece Hall, if he comes back at 5.8 a carry, you know what I'm saying? Like it's gonna be a big it's gonna be a big relief. Like it's gonna be a big relief for the offense. So I definitely can see the optimism in everybody and what they think the Jets should be and what the Jets could become. And I mean, I think you said it perfectly. Kind of my view of what I think the Jets could be is it might be like Brady and them. It might be a much more slower start to the year while they get stuff together and then potentially break out. I don't know if this team's going to come out the gate shooting it up. So we'll see from there, man. Let's get to the schedule. Let's see if we can find a floor and a ceiling for the New York Jackers, the New York Jets, and check it out. Opening the season Monday night, and they go see big dog Josh Allen, and that's a home game.
That's a L.
Giving them an L?
Yeah, I think it's still on the fence with Stephon Diggs. I know there's some concern with him not being a mandatory workouts, but you coming up against a team that's been playing together for this core has been together the last 3-5 years or 3 to 4 years, and they've been doing work. So I think coming off to start the season, they're gonna lose.
Yeah, I'm gonna chalk up week 1 as an L.
Then they're in Dallas.
I think they steal Dallas.
Yeah, I think. Oh, you think they steal this one?
Yeah, I think they steal Dallas.
Oh, okay.
And I'm gonna give you my reason why. I'm gonna trust Aaron and them going into week 2 more than I want to trust Dak and McCarthy.
He don't have doesn't
Just to
have his
be real
offensive
with you.
coordinator.
Yeah, just to be real with you, I definitely just rather trust Aaron solo than Dak and McCarthy going into that game. So just being real with you. So that's 1-1. Home versus New England. So I'm gonna go ahead and tell you, I'm gonna give them a split with New England. I'm gonna give them. I think I'm gonna split the whole. God, I feel like it's so safe to say that. I noticed that to give them a split with the division. Are they getting swept by anybody to you?
They don't play Buffalo again until
Week
midway
11.
through the season. Not Miami could be the potential for them to get swept by Miami. Because I think Miami has the best matchup for them defensively against everything they have offensively. We don't know the state of Tua and what that's looking like coming back, but defensively, I like Miami.
I'm
But
gonna
that's the
just
only
I'm gonna
potential.
just call it. I'm gonna just call it a split on the division.
Cool.
I'm gonna just call it a split on the division. So I'm giving the home team wins versus KC.
That's a loss. Oh,
All
it's
right,
in
we'll
New
give them an
York.
L.
Yeah, that's a loss.
Denver.
Denver in
The,
Denver.
is this the Nathaniel Hackett revenge game?
I'm gonna say yes. I think Denver wins. They're gonna be in Denver in elevation. I know everybody puts elevation as kind of one of the one ups anytime you play Denver in Denver, but
Yeah.
I don't know. This is two
Uh,
new teams with a bunch of new pieces.
this is Sean Payton now.
Right. Game 5,
This is
Sean
Sean
Payton.
Payton. This is Sean Payton after Andy sets the blueprint. Andy's gonna give him some crumbs, and then Sean's gonna take the crumbs. This team might be a 2-win team at the bye week.
Damn. They definitely not beating Philly.
Yeah. Jets fans about to be mad. 2 wins at the bye. I'll give him Dallas and New England.
And they come out to buy against the Giants. This is where this is by this time I'm looking at it like Aaron Rodgers has sat down and said, hey.
I'm fake. Because I think on the other side, I said I was taking the Giants. I think when we did the NFCs, I said I was taking the Giants. But now I kind of want to take the Jets.
I mean, I understand
No.
it.
I'm 10 toes. It's an L. Battle of New York, baby. Battle in New York. No. I'm sticking with the Giants.
He's standing on it. They
I'm sticking
2
with the
and
Giants.
5.
2-5.
Going home to play the Chargers.
2-6.
Oh, damn. You think at this point, does Robert Saleh and Aaron Rodgers have their own just meeting hey, dog?
If they're 2-6 after the Chargers, Robert's fired like a mother sucker. I promise you, bro.
Oh, bye, Saleh. We like you, Robert Saleh, but
so here's some saving grace. New York, which is technically a home game, that could be a split. So they were 2, 3. They say like 3-5 at week 9. They beat Vegas, that's 4. They beat Buffalo, that's 5. They beat Miami, they beat Atlanta, they beat Houston. There's a streak there. Then they beat Washington, and they got a good chance to get Cleveland. So even on a low end for me, what that's 2, 3,
they're beating Washington,
4, 5, 6, 7. So for me, I'm looking at a same record, 7-10 to 10-7 window.
2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9.
I'm looking at 7-10 floor, 10-7 ceiling.
7-10 floor, 10-7 ceiling. I mean, that's.
So I'm pretty much. I can pretty much tell you. So it's not a good season with Aaron Rodgers. Not.
True.
It's not. It doesn't satisfy because that doesn't win you your division. Doesn't get you into the playoffs the way we might look at the rest of this. But like I'm gonna give you, like I said, I'm giving you a split in the division. You're gonna split with everybody. I'm pretty confident that you'll beat Dallas. Raiders, Atlanta, Houston, Washington. Um, and I give the toss up on Cleveland. But like I think the tough part about their schedule is that the NFL did them no favors and either wants them to get pimp smacked and humiliated up to their bye week or wants them to be crowned kings by their bye week.
Right. It's like either prove it to us that this move was worth y'all making,
Yeah,
or ha in your face how you like it.
yeah. They're like it's like they're trying to they got a narrative by week 7 that we'll figure out either way it goes by their bye week. We're gonna be like, yo, this is a contender, or be like, yo, they just completely messed this up.
Yeah,
But that's but like you said, it's the same thing that happened with the Bucks. They started off slow, kind of limped in, but unlike the Bucks, they can't afford that slip up in this division.
no, not at all. Not at all.
The Bucks could afford to slip up in the NFC South during that time. The Jets can't afford that slip up in this division because a 7-10, 10-7 season might put you 10 wins probably won't win you your division. 10 might put you like towards the back half of the wild card, and there's probably going to be a good amount of teams around that area too.
Yeah, you're gonna be fighting your way in like Miami was last year.
Yeah.
Cool.
Got you. Any final thoughts on the New York Jets, man?
Playoff or bust.
Playoff or bust.
And not even like wild card playoff. I mean, like y'all got to have a spot.
Facts.
I'm not gonna say win the division, you know what I mean? But don't be fighting. Don't be fighting for that last spot.
I think playoffs is bust is right. I think the move was made for them to be a playoff team, and they have to be a playoff team. I really do. I don't think they can afford nothing less. I mean, Packers just missed the playoffs, and bro was ready to blow stuff up, man. So yeah. All right, that's enough for the New York Jets, man. Time to move off to Megamon land over in New England. The Patriots with quarterback Macaroni Jones, Maximonius Jones. I hate that guy, Jones. Add an offensive coordinator, Bill O'Brien, coming over from Alabama, who had a stint previously with Houston. Now he ain't got Patricia with that pen calling plays. He's got a guy who he's familiar with. You add Juju Smith-Schuster, Super Bowl winner. Ramondre Stevens, Taquan Thornton. You still got what's the tight end that just left to Atlanta? You signed 2 tight ends, you let them go because you kept Hunter Henry. Cool. But it's Megamind, and we know when you start to name all these lists on his defense, you're like, how are you going to do it again, my guy? How are you going to do it again?
They got Mike Gesicki.
Mike Gesicki. No, well, they just had a tight end leave.
Oh, they just had Jonnu Smith.
Went to Atlanta. Yeah, Smith. He went to Atlanta because he went back with Uncle Arthur Smith, who he used to play with in Tennessee. All right, Oos, what are your thoughts so far on the New England Patriots in their offseason?
They skill positions is buns, and I say that respectfully with the first ever 2 wide receiving Samoans, Polynesians starting, but usually when you say it that, it's not always a great thing. You got Kendrick Bourne and Juju. Shout out to those 2, but I don't know, man. The skill room and the wide receiver core is very underwhelming to me. Juju, Devontae, Taquan Thornton, Kendrick Bourne, Demario Douglas.
The silver lining is Keyshawn Boutte.
Right.
Yeah. So we'll see what Keyshawn will be.
The running back room, Ramondre Stevens had a great year last year. He showed us all like, yo, don't matter. But I also think that's a staple of Megamind. You give this man any running back, he gonna figure it out. He gonna make it work.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
The defense is probably the highlight of this team, as it always is with a Megamind team. It's always the defense. Macaroni Jones, Bailey Zappi's gonna be the starter by week 5.
Malik Cunningham should get some burn, bro.
Man,
I mess with Malik Cunningham. Give my man a shot eventually.
I think Bailey Zappi's gonna end up starting by. I don't know about I know last year we put the Patriots team in the dirt. We had these fools.
Yeah, I gave him 5 wins. Yeah, I gave him 5 wins.
They came out of what they get 9. They came out.
Maybe I was a year early. Maybe I was a year early. I think, you know what? I think if I could replant that flag, I think I'm gonna do it again. I think I'm gonna replant this flag again. I think I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna put respect on the Jets because I'm damn sure not gonna put them last. But I think I wanna plant the flag again on them, man.
That's
I
tough.
think this is gonna. I think this is gonna just be a thing for me to keep planting this flag on Megamind that I think his team's gonna be horrible. Um,
What's crazy is if you look at this Megamind team and Mike Tomlin's teams, they're very similar, bruh.
yeah, yeah.
And we ain't putting none of that on Mike Tomlin, even though he's probably in a tougher division.
Because I'm racist. Let's just be honest with you. I'm because I'm racist. Like you know what I'm saying, I'm not gonna sit here and let nobody read between the lines. I'm just gonna be honest. I'm gonna look out if I had to pick Mike Tomlin, like we were dying off of Titanic, and you be like, yo, say Bill Belichick, say Mike Tomlin. Saving Mike Tomlin, I'm not thinking twice about it. So I'm just letting y'all know that now. You know what I'm saying? It's because I'm racist. I'm gonna look out for my peoples first. So that's it. That's it. But I do think there is a difference between again, these are two established Hall of Fame coaches. I planted the flag on them last year because I didn't expect them to sustain with all that mess. And there was windows where like, damn, you probably should have lost some stuff and you didn't. And that's when we talk about Mike and Bill kind of being too good of coaches for their own good. So okay, you bring over Juju. Juju gets his money. Kayshawn is supposed to be a highly recruited receiver out of college. But like Tyquan Thornton has speed. So like I think last year their receiver room was like pretty. I think that was just a reflection of the coordinator position. And so I think Mac Jones can be as good as the coordinator allows. Um, on top of that, defensively, Christian Gonzalez should be a beast over there. You know what I'm saying? But he had Jack Jones looking fire. Uh, and Jonathan, like Jack Jones was coming out there doing crazy stuff. Bunch of Joneses out there. Jonathan Jones, Marcus Jones, Jack Jones. They just jonesing around. That's what they should call that secondary group. Um, and you got Matthew Judon, always plays at elite level. Christian Barmore, who I thought would be a little higher up. So I'm just trying to see. I know the ceiling on Mac Jones on what I personally believe him to be as a quarterback. I think he's as good as your offensive coordinator will put him in the positions to be. And so when I see, and I hate Josh McDaniels as a head coach, but I think he's a really good offensive coordinator. So I feel like as long as offensively they can put Mac in positions to, like you said, run the ball well, take care of the clock, take care of the, turnovers, and just kind of will and deal, we know Megamod's going to keep them in games to do it. I'm just like, God, I said, maybe I really was a year early on planting that flag on these dudes, man. And maybe I should have saved it for this year, for real. So, who are some key players that stand out to you this year?
I'm gonna move over to the defensive side of things, man. I want to see what Lawrence Guy does this year. Obviously I'm gonna look at Christian Gonzalez, right? You draft him first round, draft him really high, and we know what Megamind can do with corners. We know what he does with corners.
Yep.
Puts them in a position to be amazing.
Ah,
As soon as it comes to giving them money, he's just like, nah, dog, I can find another one
ain't no way.
somewhere. Then the
Ain't no way.
corners go somewhere and then they kind of fall off. They see a significant drop in play. Matthew Judon, what are you gonna do to lead this defense, man? I think that's one of the guys, the veteran guys that I'm looking at to see how he continues to drive this defense. And then if I'm going on the offensive side, Juju, you came over there for your money. We know you got your money, big dog. Show us
Yep.
what show us what you're gonna do. I know he's gonna be the number one receiver on this team. We saw him
Yep.
as a number one in Pittsburgh. And I just don't think that scheme fit him to be a number one. Coming off that Super Bowl, I want to see what Juju does this year. Make some
Yep.
noise. 100+ catches, maybe.
Yep. Hey, so he should have 100. He really should have 100. I know recorded it before. So yeah, we don't know if DeAndre Hopkins is there yet. So when this comes out, he might be there. But I'm with you. Juju is definitely number one to me. You got your bread, you got your Super Bowl. Even last year, I feel like your production was on par with the situation you was in, but that's not this situation that you're in. So we'll see if you're just a floor raiser and just trying to sustain, you know, the room. We'll see. God, man. And this is just like You know I got my safety peoples, but I don't want to say Jabril Peppers because I said Jabril Peppers last year. I don't want to say Matthew Judon because I said Matthew Judon last year. I don't want to say Christian Gonzalez because I think Christian Gonzalez is nice. I'm not trying to put no expectations on him. I'm just honestly like, it's tough for me to pick another key player away from Juju that's not named Mac Jones because I think Mac is just who Mac is. It's just like, it's very tough for me to like pick somebody not named Juju. I'm not gonna lie to you. I really tried. I sat here and I said, who else do I want to pick up? And then there's nobody. It's just like Juju. And you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and say it now. Front office, front office. Find D Hop. Like front office. Sell yourself for D Hop. Because I think D Hop will benefit this room a lot because of how smart he is and how he could work his way in. And I don't think it's gonna be no said pass heavy offense, so you can use him in the proper packages to work things out and to help this core out. Again, I don't think it's a bad one. I don't think it's a great one. You know what I'm saying? I hate when people throw around the word mid because it's like, bro, everybody's got mid stuff outside of the elite stuff. But like, yeah, front office, man, you guys would do well to pick up D Hop or to find a lingering wide receiver who might be able to come be moved over to help Mac. Because Mac can really only be as good as his supporting cast. So
I'm gonna call it.
I mean,
I'm gonna call it. Juju goes for 100 plus receptions, 1,200 yards, 7 touchdowns. Career high touchdowns is 9. His first 2 seasons he had 7. That's when he had AB. Career high receptions 111. Next one was 97, 2020. But I think he's gonna get 100 plus receptions. He's gonna get 1,000 yards, 1,000 plus yards. He's gonna come out with like 7 touchdowns.
I'm not going for that. I don't see it.
I gotta stretch somewhere. That's where I'm gonna stretch.
I think his stat line will look almost like it did last year.
78, 930, 3 touchdowns.
So I give him 5.
5.
Yeah, I give him 5.
Come through, Juju.
I don't. It's tough for me in this situation to see 100 cat season. It is.
Cool.
Maybe who knows, man. Maybe I'm starting to have a bad heart towards Bill Belichick. Maybe I'm ready for him to go. We'll figure that out. I might start to have I got a admiration and respect for Bill, but yeah, I think I'm ready to plant my flag and just be like, yo, I'm ready for you to suck and suck for a long time.
It's time for you to go.
Yeah, I think I'm almost there. Let's check out the schedule. See what we could do with the New England Patriots. Because
right.
Good Lord. Week 1, Philly. L. Week 2, Miami. L. Week 3, we gave you. Oh no, no. So right now, oh shoot, they're 0-4. They're 0-4 to start the year. They lose to Philly, lose to Miami, lose to the Jets, lose to Dallas.
Do they beat New Orleans? New Orleans has a good defense every year.
Yeah, that's at home. I give them the dub against New Orleans. I give them the dub against the Raiders. So they're 2-4. Buffalo, L, 2-5. Miami sweeps, Buffalo sweeps. They split with the Jets.
Miami, dub, Washington. They beating Washington?
Yes.
Indy?
Yes.
I think that's an overseas game too. Giants?
I'm going to give them the Giants. They're going to have something for Daniel. I think I gave them the other side of that. But on this side of it, I'll raise the ceiling.
LA Chargers?
No.
Damn, Bill losing at home to the Chargers. Pittsburgh. Battle of their minds.
No. Yeah, but that's in Pittsburgh.
KC, L. Denver. In Denver. L.
Rocking with Sean Payton. Buffalo sweeps. They split with New York. So you know what? Actually, that's the last week of the year. New York might need that game.
Buffalo sweeping?
Yeah, I got Buffalo and Miami sweeping.
Oh, and Miami sweeping. Oh, damn.
Yeah.
I gave them a dub. My bad. And then New York. They're split with New York?
Yeah, I give them a split.
All right, so 4, 6, 8. That gives them the same amount of wins they had last year. 8 wins. Is that their ceiling?
God, that's crazy, man. It's okay. Is this a 10-win team?
No.
Let's just go 8. Eight's it. You know what I'm saying? Megamind, you do it again. You do it again. Megamind, you do it again. You find a way to get 8, almost 9 wins. I can't
As a
plant my
ceiling.
flag on
As a
that.
ceiling.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. That's cool. I said last year it was a 5-win team. Um, yeah. You know what? I'm just gonna go 7-8. You're a 7-8 win team. I think I'm giving too much respect to that man. Uh, I do. Well, that's why we got Tom to come back. Because right now we talking for the last week. I just been sitting there like, man, do I want to plant my flag on Pittsburgh? You know what I'm saying? And say Mike Tomlin's gonna suck, or you know what I'm saying? Do I want to be racist and let Megamind be the one who sucks again? You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. This is not a 10-win team. 8 wins is the max. I'll give him 6 to floor.
Damn, 6 is the floor. Sucks to suck.
Yeah, but it doesn't suck to not suck enough. That's what she said. You're not in the Caleb sweepstakes with 6 wins. So,
uh
you're not in the Caleb sweepstakes with 6 wins.
do they have the draft capital at the end of the year to make the trade to get them up to the Caleb?
Yeah, they always got the draft capital, but they ain't moving nothing. They not doing nothing. They just chilling. They going about the New England way. You know what I'm saying? They not doing all that. They trade back and take another Cole Strange or something. It's just I don't think that it's in them. So they could, but I just don't think it's in them.
Cool.
And so final thoughts on Megamind and the New England Patriots.
Juju gonna have 100 receptions, 1,000 yards, 7 touchdowns, and they still gonna suck.
All right. We'll take it. All right. Now we're heading down to South Beach, to Miami. Welcome to Miami with Cousin Tua, Mike McDaniels, Jalen Ramsey, Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, boy. That team, a South Beach team for your behind.
What a
Ready to
team.
ready to make it rock. With the
What a
additions of Vic
team.
Fangio, who says if it wasn't for John Gannon, I'd still be in Philly, but he messed that up, so I had to come get a job in South Beach. Like, yeah, who wouldn't want to go from Philly to South Beach for a work
Right.
environment?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And then on top of that, you get Jalen Ramsey added into the core. So Jalen Ramsey is over. Tua starting the year healthy. Tyreek and Jalen Waddle tore it up last year. Should be a improved O line with time with McDaniels, man. I look at names like Emmanuel Ogba, Jalen Phillips, Bradley Chubb, who Javon Holland, that's my dude. Who I'm like, I'm expecting a real leap from this defense.
Oh yeah.
Like, or at least I'm hoping that that's the case. But what are your thoughts, man, on the Miami Dolphins?
I love their offseason additions. Signed Jalen Ramsey. They brought in Chosen Anderson. My man's changed his name to Chosen Anderson, who's
Yeah,
probably gonna end up like the number 4 receiver on the depth chart, which is crazy.
yeah.
Who else did they bring in? Raheem Mostert. They got Raheem Mostert, Jeff Wilson.
Yeah.
Um,
Don't sleep on
I
Devon.
like that they drafted Cam Smith out of South Carolina.
Oh yeah, he's nice.
That was to me was probably one of the biggest moves for them. Lost Mike Gesicki, but
Yeah.
overall, man, I love the look of this roster, especially on the defensive side of things. The offense is what the offense is, right? Tua was on pace. On pace. Let me make sure I accentuate on pace for 6K last year. Crazy. Then he got hurt, finished the rest of the season on the bench. But the fact that he finished with as many yards as he did in damn near just half the season, you have another year with this team. The O-line is going to be better, I think. I think we about to see Tua come back and earn his contract, man. I think he going as long as he stays healthy, which is the biggest asterisk for any player that we could ever give, is as long as he stays healthy, stays clean. We might gonna see a real big year out of Tua.
Got you. I'm glad we're in South Beach. Sorry, Miami Heat. You just lost the NBA Finals. I know a lot of things. You guys had a great fight to get there. You lost to Denver. But Miami ain't losing. Miami's winning the AFC East next year. I've been telling y'all that. I'm
Damn.
standing by that. Miami will win the AFC East. I'm
Damn.
rocking with Cousin Tua. I'm rocking with the vibes. I want to be a South Beach brother. You know what I'm saying? So that's it. I want to be a South Beach brother. You know what I'm saying?
I'm
I'm just
weak.
trying to. I'm just trying to get it invited into the hood. You know what I'm saying? Get some tacos, chill with y'all, man, on the beach, some fish
Get me
tacos,
a
and kick
Tua
it, man.
jersey.
Yeah, oh yeah, give me a cousin to a jersey, man. I tried to finesse going to Miami to kick it for our anniversary, but they play 2 weeks before our anniversary, and I'm like, man, can I finesse this? Maybe I can. We'll see. But nah, man. Miami is so. I think when people talk about Miami in general, it's they're so stuck up on Tua being hurt and like that, which is a genuine right concern to have, is to his health and can he hold up. But we saw when he was there and he was playing, he knocked off a lot of narratives that people put on him that are very lazy analysis. Well, he can't throw the deep ball. He can't play in cold weather games. He can't do what like come on, y'all.
It's
Be
it's
a little
it's
better than
because
that.
a left-handed throwing quarterback look weird.
Yeah,
That's
yeah. So
all it
like
was.
but again, when people say stuff like that, just exposes who they are. Try not to give them too much time and attention. Do I think Tua is a top 10 quarterback in the NFL? No. Do I think Tua is over Mac Jones? Yes. Do I think Tua is between the Kirk Cousins, Jared Goff level? I think that's where he's at. And I honestly don't see him moving no higher. So if you was to tell me Miami was to move off a quarterback, it would have to be for a elite tier type of guy. But I think Tua does the job well, and he can really help to put them in a situation. Now, if you was to, I'll be real with you, if you was to switch Tua and Mac Jones, I would probably almost feel the same way about this team that I would feel in that case. That like I do think Tua is better, but I think this is a situation that like Mac Jones could thrive in also because McDaniels and the team they're gonna set him up and be cool. But I do think Tua has of people like, oh, he's so accurate, he's so this, he's so that. Like, bro, he did that at Alabama. Same thing with Jalen Hurts. Oh, he throws a great deep. Well, yeah, he did that at Alabama. Oh, well, Mac Jones. Well, yeah, he did that at Alabama. Like when you're in a well-coached system with these quarterbacks and you put them around the right supporting cast and you put the right game plan for these guys, they can show up and do things. Now,
Yeah.
no, Jalen showed us differently, but Mac and Tua, yeah, they're not going to extend the pocket and do a lot of the sexy stuff, but these dudes can fulfill your game plan. So that's not the problem with me.
They're very in
Um,
character quarterbacks. Like
very in character quarterbacks. Tyreek Hill shut me up last year because I said that there will be a drop off between him and Pat for each other, but Tyreek still played at that extremely elite level. I didn't say he was going to be trash, but I did not expect him to repeat that. Jalen Waddle, dope, fire.
man,
Yeah, like bro is just so cold. I said this is a core that really is probably a top five duo in the NFL. Teron Armstead, Eichenberg. We'll see how Austin Jackson and Hunt look with this line. Again, I'm hoping that time makes them better. But if last year, if they drop off, I wouldn't be shocked either. But when you got that much speed on the field, hopefully people are slowing up to not do it. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, with Ramsey coming over, unfortunately, what happened to Byron Jones, him having to retire early, right, due to physical conditions and stuff like that, bro, was a physical beast, man.
yeah.
I think he was my year graduating or something, and bro was just like fast 40, fast long jump. Like, he's just like one of the most gifted dudes, like athletically you probably seen, man, if I'm remembering right. But I do expect them to take a leap up defensively. I do expect them to sustain offensively what they did. And I will share the concerns of people of like, yo, if Mike White or Skylar, well, I'm not gonna say Mike White, but if Skylar Thompson finds his way to start a game, who's from KC, if Skylar Thompson finds his way to start a game, like, okay, yeah, I understand he might lose to the Jets if it's Skylar Thompson playing quarterback. I don't think that's the case if it's Tua, or it could be a Mike White revenge game. But yeah, I got the Miami Dolphins winning the AFC East. I think they'll take the step up in the right places to pull it off.
Cool.
So key players for me, I just tend to kind of find them because I like them. Emmanuel Ogba, I'm looking at him coming over. Jalen Phillips, guy who I remember coming about the draft. I was kind of like, oh man, this dude's kind of cool. From the you get drafted. You still in the same spots. You ain't have to lose none of your hoes, no none of that. So you all good to go, man. And then the late addition last year, Bradley Chubb, and then Ramsey. Like for me, everything really just relies defensively. Not that I don't think that they were bad defensively, but I do think that there is a tier to where they could, take a step up in the right direction. So it really is all defensively with Tua just staying healthy. I'm with y'all on that. Tua being healthy is vitally important, but you shouldn't knock a man for his injuries because it can happen to anybody. Now, the Cincinnati play, he was dumb as hell. Should have threw the ball away. Bro was doing too much. But the rest of that stuff, man, y'all can't. I don't think is proper criticism. But yeah, it's just defensively, man. Bradley Chubb, Agba, Phillips, with the addition of Ramsey. So, well, you got some key players in Miami. Who's
Those aren't the same ones. I know we try to stay away from safeties, but I think Javon Holland was having a hell of a year last year too, and I think he comes back and he repeats that. Man, he's one of my favorite safeties in the league right now for sure. I don't see Cam Smith on a depth chart, which is a little crazy. But I think Cam Smith will find his way in there. Jalen Phillips, huge fan of Jalen Phillips. I know what we saw last year was like, yo, this dude came out of nowhere. But no, I'm right there with you. I got all the same players. I think the offense is just going to continue to hit stride this year, whether that be Mike White or Tua. I'm going to speak that it's just going to be Tua. We're not going to have to worry about a Mike White sighting unless they're up 45-7.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, everything is on the defensive end for me. You make all these moves, you make all these signings. You go pick up a big name in Jalen Ramsey. You put him next to Xavier Howard, who not even a year ago at this time he wanted to be traded.
Yep.
So you pay him, then you give him a complimentary corner on the other side, on top of having an all-pro safety with a pretty solid D-line. All three levels, I think the weakest point of this team is probably their D-line. But I mean, even then, they pretty solid over there with Jalen Phillips anchoring the edges. So yep. I like what this team is looking like so far.
Yeah. Hey, Shannon, I know you probably ain't got the hope to watch this, from the pivot, but you know what I'm saying? If you want to invite us out to Miami to come watch a game with you, I know you got to have like a box or something. So if this makes its way to Shannon and he want to be like, hey, TT, you want to come watch a game with us? I'm willing to even, I can't go to the clubs with you, but I'll go.
Yeah,
nah. If it involves free tickets, I'll go and stand outside and watch your car. You know what I'm saying? But
I'll pay
that's
for
as
my
far
own
as
flight too, bro.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I get there. We just want to be on the beach, and all that stuff, man, and go to the game. So if somebody can tag Channing, and ask him if he can invite us formally. We don't even want. We just want to get free tickets to a game, bro. That's it.
Yeah. And I mean, even if we're not asking for a full episode, but if you want to give us a 60-second reel, but that'd be cool. Thank you, Channing. Appreciate you, dog.
Let's get a floor and a ceiling for the Miami Dolphins, man. Let's get a floor and a ceiling for Miami Dolphins. Week 1 at Los Angeles.
Win.
I'm giving that to Chargers, home team.
Damn. You're right.
So if y'all don't know by now, 50-50s go to home team. I just try to play it safe. I gave them the sweep over New England. So they'll sweep New England. I'm going to give them the home win against Denver. I'm going to give them a split with Buffalo. So they'll lose week 4. They will beat New York. They'll lose to Carolina. They'll lose to Philadelphia. They'll beat New England.
We just gonna.
yeah. If you want to, that's on you. They're not beating Carolina to me. Bryce is the best Alabama quarterback, baby. No, nah.
Okay.
All right.
Would they sweep in the Patriots?
Nah, I actually got them beating us. They're very, very bad matchup for us offensively.
Sweeping the Patriots?
Yeah, J.C. Horn can't hold Tyreek and Jalen Waddle. we might get kicked, bro. I'm so scared of that matchup.
He can only guard one person at a time.
Yeah, he can only guard one person at a time, bro.
KC.
I wouldn't be shocked if they just made Tyreek stand on the outside with JC and be like, bro, you don't even got to run. Just stand still and just let Jalen Waddle cook whoever's on the opposite side of the field, and then it just be a wrap, bro. So
Chosen Anderson going for 100 yards, 3 touchdowns that game.
I ain't gonna say hell no. I have no heart towards Robbie. Do what you got to do, brother. I have you hold no weight for me when it comes to that. So up to the bye week, I gave them 1, 2, 3, 4. They're 5-4 at the bye week.
They beating KC at home?
That's a London game.
Oh damn, a London game. They beating KC in London.
I got KC winning. I got KC winning.
Okay, cool. Raiders out the bye week.
Dub.
Dub. New York Jets.
I gave them the split.
First of two. Washington, dub.
Dub.
Tennessee,
Tennessee, dub.
dub. New York Jets, split. Dallas, at home.
I'll give a dub at home. A dub at home.
Baltimore on the road. Revenge game for Baltimore.
Yeah, I think that's a revenge game.
Then Buffalo, they split.
Yeah.
So 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
The ceiling?
We have them at 11 games right now.
The ceiling is 11?
I think the ceiling personally is 12.
Yeah, I if I have them winning their divisions, they got to still win at 12. So yeah, I'm gonna give them a 12-win ceiling and a.
I'm gonna say 10.
I feel like
10
I feel like this team can't be no less than a 10-win team.
Yeah,
so I'm gonna give them a 10. Yeah, I'm gonna give them a 10 floor.
Cool. I like it.
All right. Any final thoughts on the Miami Dolphins, man?
No, man. I think this is one of those teams that what you see is what you get. There's no secrets about this team. I'm not gonna say they're gonna be fully predicated on the health of Tua, but that's kind of what we're all looking at. That's kind of gonna be the narrative going into the season. But this is one of those teams that what you see is what you get, man.
Yep.
Love Mike McDaniel, the coach.
Let's get ready to move up to the very, very cold Buffalo Bills with Josh Allen. With Josh Allen, Vicky Patrick Mahomes. Oh man, Buffalo. Oh, how you've fallen from the media grace. You've fallen so far from the media grace.
Man,
we talk a lot. We talk a lot about winning and winning when it matters. But then we've had plenty of discussions on the individual level. And we've had like plenty of discussions on like a general level to where it's like, but sometimes how you lose matters, right?
Right.
Sometimes how you lose matters. Josh Allen and them lost to KC with 13 seconds left on the clock, and they left that game, and the media treated them like they won. Was like, oh, but if you didn't leave it, and if Patrick Mahomes wasn't so great, you guys gotta be next. It's 2 years ago, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then this year, you lose at home to Joe Burrow and them, and in every way of that game, you was outclassed. Top to bottom, you was outclassed. And now it's, y'all niggas trash as hell. You know what I'm saying? Like y'all are trash as hell. So your season ends 2 times to 2 teams whose quarterbacks, until now, Patrick's always been ranked over you. Burrow is now ranked over you. Josh was second for a lot of people. Now you lose to 2 teams who have better coaches, better quarterbacks,
better personnel,
but you're still a team that has an MVP candidate, top tier quarterback, top tier wide receiver, Hall of Fame D lineman. The fall off from what we expected, Tre'Davious White, happened. We don't be wanting this stuff to happen, but he's not that all pro dude no more. You lose Tremont Edmonds, you got the Madden cover athlete, and everybody's talking about it shouldn't have been you, but they be the same people who use you first on the video game. So there is a media fall from grace. I know this year, Cepha said it, the Bills peaked too early. And then I said, well, peaking ain't a bad thing if we know when you're at your best, you're elite. You know, you have bad falls, but it's the Mike Tyson fighter thing. It's like you either gonna get knocked out or you're gonna stick around and you're gonna survive. So, what are your thoughts on the Buffalo Bills in their offseason?
I'm going to keep it 100 with you. I'm going to pull this image up on the screen. And like you said, last year, Josh Allen was roasted after losing to Joe Burrow. The narrative was he can't take care of the ball. He throws a lot of interceptions. He makes bad decisions. But then 2021, when he lost to Patrick Mahomes, like you said, it was, you're up next. He had damn near the same season last year as he did the season before.
You know who was in the Super Bowl last year? Matt Stafford and Joe Burrow, and they both led the league in interceptions.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And people didn't once care about that. Like people didn't once say that. I said like this is
I hate.
That's why you got to. That's why you got to come. kick it with us at TTSPN. I know we be talking our stuff, y'all, but we don't be rocking with that.
Yeah.
It's wrong.
We're
It's
not
wrong.
gonna
It's
follow
wrong.
the narratives, but that's the one big thing in the offseason that continue to get on my nerves, especially when they revealed him as a cover athlete. I selfishly wanted a Kelsey brothers cover, you know what I'm saying? Selfishly, but I understand Josh Allen is that dude. I know Philly fans wanted Jalen Hurts, but I'm like, yo, Josh Allen been doing it for the last 3 years. He damn near probably deserved it last year. But recency bias, we're looking at Josh Allen, what this team did in the offseason. I think.
Bro, like real quick, last year Joe Burrow had 12 picks. The year
Mm-hmm,
before he had 14. And the
mm-hmm.
year before he had 5, but that's when he got hurt his rookie year. Matt Stafford, reckless with the football and still
Hella
was able to win the
reckless.
Super Bowl. It still was able. So like you're right, man. People just saying that it's just so damn dumb. That's why I
It's like you
move it
said
on.
about Tua. It's just lazy. It's just lazy analysis, right? The
Yeah,
easy thing is to say Josh Allen can't take care of the ball. He's doing the same thing every year, and he's getting his team where they need to be.
yeah,
They're literally a play away 2 years ago. Last year is just like you said. They just got dominated
yeah.
by the Bengals.
They got killed.
It was just the
On paper they
Bengals
got
year.
killed.
Like
Yeah, yeah. They got
um,
killed last year.
they would have lost the game if DeMar Hamlin didn't get hurt. They would have got dogged that game too.
Yeah, yeah. That like, and we was in the party when we was watching that game together, and what like watching that game, you was like in the short time you looked, you was like, yo, Cincinnati's just overall top to bottom the better team.
Yeah, they ran the ball however they
Yeah,
wanted. They
random
threw the ball wherever
coach
they wanted.
better, yeah, coach better, everything like that, and that's the case. So, and to be honest with you, when it comes to them, I do think that is the problem that's holding them back. Is like you can't see how Dayball benefited Daniel Jones and him missing from Josh Allen. Now, Josh Allen still double digit picks and all that stuff, you know what I'm saying? But how maybe that mind being gone from the room didn't really help out. You know what I'm saying? Like maybe that was missing down the line with this team.
Yeah, didn't do y'all no
Um,
favors.
yeah, with Ken Dorsey's the OC who be getting old. I thought he had a real chance to get the Carolina job. Like he was one of the people who was kind of tied to it. But so offensively, you don't really add nothing, right?
Nope.
You've been a team who's been D Hop sweepstakes and will remain D Hop sweepstakes until he finally decides. You ain't got no bread to pay him. You brought over Leonard Floyd. You still got Von Miller, who was hurt towards the end of the year. Gregory Rousseau, like him, dope. Ed Oliver, you're missing. God damn it, Edwards left. But you still got Milano. You bring over AJ Klein. How do I know AJ Klein? Because he spent time with Sean McDermott before. These dudes be holding people around. Daquan Jones. You got the best safety duo tandem in the NFL, Poyer and Hyde. But your cornerbacks should technically still be better than your safeties. We'll see what Elam looks like going into year 2. White still stable. That's good enough. I am going to expect the veteran addition of Floyd with Miller, with what I think Russo is going to be, is going to have that defense up to par. I think, Milano and them are going to eat off of that. What I really think it comes down to is Josh not being Superman.
Yeah.
And honestly being like, yeah. So sometimes when I look at Josh, I feel like they stack the box or they'll show him something and they'll be like, all right, we're gonna stop the run because we know you're a running threat. And Josh will look at it and be like, damn, Gabe Davis is over there by himself, man. I'm about to throw this mug. Gabe, go. Like, bro, it's 3rd and 1. Gabe, go. It's 3rd and 1. Or he'll be like, hand off to James Cook. He'd be like, I could give it to him, or I could keep it for myself because I trust myself more.
I could
Like,
pull it
no,
and
bro,
hit
just
that outside.
yeah, I could pull it. I feel like he wants to do it so much because he believes in himself that I don't think he realized that does affect the game plan down the line.
Yeah.
Like, bro, just like even if it's 2 yards, you handing off that ball is going to help out, and it's going to keep your guys in rhythm too. I do think it's a way that they play. Um, I seen reports today that Diggs wasn't at mandatory camp. Whatever. One
Coach
thing
went
about
on record to say that he's worried not
he's
having him.
worried, but like one thing that people, this is what I hate when people talk about diva wide receivers is They could be diva acting all you want, but when these men are on the field, you don't want nobody else.
Yep. When they are there,
You don't want nobody else.
you gonna
So
throw. You
Diggs,
gonna call a play for him.
if I'm McDermott, I'm calling Diggs, whether it's personal reasons or team related reasons, whatever, and just being like, "You gonna be there week one? All right, I see you," and then that's it. You know what I'm saying? Because Diggs, he says it himself. He was like, "Yo, we've been in the right place. We've done the right thing. We got the right people. We just got to finish it." You know what I'm saying? So for them, again, it's one of those things that like, what's going to happen week 2, 3, 4, 5, whether it's a blowout of a player, a team, they're not going to care because they're going to be looking forward down the line of like, when we get to that game against whoever in the playoffs, we got to finish it, y'all. Or this team could be blown the hell up. And I think that's the reason why so many people are so ready to bang on Buffalo is because 2 years in a row you fall to two top dogs, but then you got people lurking like, oh, well, Aaron Rodgers came to the AFC now, and the prince that was promised, Trevor Lawrence, is on the rise, and you got some other people kind of coming up. That yeah, if we're gonna pick a team to fall out, it's gonna be Buffalo.
Yeah.
Like I understand it, but I don't, and this is from the guy who just said Miami's gonna win the division. I still don't think it's like I think it's very easy and lazy to send the criticism on them that they did when a lot of teams would ask for the success that they've had.
Yep.
Uh, key players, key players.
Key players. I know we don't like to put a lot of stock or a lot of expectation on rookies, but Dalton Kincaid for me. I was
Oh
high
yeah,
on Dawson Knox. I was very high on him the last 2 years. He's just continually disappointed me. Unless we're talking about fantasy reasons, he's definitely came in clutch as a
yeah,
tight end 4 for me. But Dalton Kincaid, you go and draft you draft a guy coming out of what was it,
yep,
Utah, who had a hell of a college career, who's coming in. I think he can do everything Dawson Knox can do, maybe better. So he's somebody I'm looking at heavily. And then outside of that, I'm looking at everyone on the defense. You lost some pieces in Tremaine Edwards at linebacker, who was the quarterback of your defense. And that was pretty much the biggest loss for you on the defensive side of things. But how do you recover and how do you continue to get back to what we looked at Buffalo as the last 2 years?
yep,
Is a pretty solid defense.
yep.
Especially coming off that black eye that Cincinnati gave you. They gave y'all a hell of a black eye in the playoffs. So I'm looking at everyone on the defense. What are y'all gonna do? You got Jordan Poyer over there now. You got Shaq Lawson, Poona Ford is coming over on the defense. Taylor Rapp. We don't look, pretty heavily at safeties, but I'm just looking at the defense as a whole. As a whole.
Say that 3 times fast.
As a whole. As a whole. As a
All
whole.
right. Go on defense for me. Russo, edge, Elam, corner. Let's see what y'all can do out here. McDermott, defensive dude, still good pieces on defense around. I think you guys have the opportunity to blow the ceiling off of this thing, and to really turn this up. And then offensively, we've said it for years, but we'd be like, oh, they just need a running back, they just need a running game. I just want to put it on the coordinators to prioritize protecting the ball. That's it. Go into y'all season and be like, yo, we know when we need to take our shots. We're one of the best teams at making big plays and doing that. But it was like when I used to watch the Colts play and they used to run up and down and just score, score, score. But they wasn't winning that year. And it was the year where they be like, okay, cool. We're gonna come out of scoring 3 minutes. You're gonna feel pressure, go 3 and out, not score. Then we're gonna take a 9 minute drive to at least get a field goal or a touchdown. Now we're halfway into the second quarter and you're feeling pressure because we done ate half the game by just possessing the clock. That was something that I realized the Bengals was doing was they got so to me so efficient and so great on offense when Jamar Chase was out. And that was the moment when I was like, oh snap, Burrow and the boys are locked in.
Yep.
I want to see if that flip gets switched for Buffalo. And I want to see if they learn that lesson from going in that shootout with Mahomes and them losing by 13 seconds to just getting your behind whooped in your own hood and being like, okay, we got to learn from this. And I want to see if they learn from that lesson. So I just want to see how if they're better protecting the ball, situationally controlling the clock, and just not trying to be so horny and take that shot when they see it. And Josh not being the leading rusher. Like let James Cook run the ball, bro. You are all right. Like you're gonna open up lanes for him just because people gonna be scared to do it, bro. So just let Cook, let Harris, let these guys run the ball, bro, and hand off the football.
This is
Save
the
yourself.
third year in a row we're saying this. Let them run the ball.
Yeah, and it said it's not the fact that I don't think they need a running back. I said then it's just the fact that I think Josh just looks at him and goes, yeah, I could give it to them, or I could just do it myself. And I just feel like, bro, just trust your guys to do their job. That's just all I can like. I don't want to see you rushing as much as you can. Rush when you need to and it's beneficial. Just be doing it for the hell of it, bro. Coordinators, don't call it. Don't call it. Make him hand that ball off and do something else. I know you might want to rely on it. Don't do it. Don't do it. All right. So let's see if we can find a floor on the ceiling for the Buffalo Bills this year. Who knows? Maybe it might have to change. I mean, I'm still picking Miami either way because I'm so head forward on that train. So week 1 against the Jets, we gave them a dub, right?
Dub.
Week 2 against the Raiders, they're starting 3-0.
Dub.
Dub. They're starting. Nope, they lose to Miami. Are they beating Jacksonville at home? No, that's a London game. That's 8:30 in the morning.
Technically, they're 4-0 because they're at home against Miami. They don't lose until the next one in Miami.
Yep. Technically, they are 4-0.
Jacksonville in London. Oh man, I think this is the Princess Promise, man. I think he's gonna steal this one.
Yeah. I gotta give Jacksonville turns up in London. I mean, I'll say turn up, but Jacksonville got a diehard fan base. They come back and they play New York at home. The Giants.
Give them a dub. What's the turnaround on that? Sunday to Sunday? Yeah, that's a dub.
Dub. They got New England. Dub. Tampa. Dub. At Cincy. L. Denver.
I think they lose against Denver. Something about Sean Payton just tells me that.
Something stopped me and said they lose against Denver too. They split with New York. Cool. At Philly. I'm giving Philly the dub. At KC the dub versus Dallas. I think they beat Dallas. Chargers.
I think this is the Chargers year, man. I think not necessarily
I'm giving
the Chargers year, but I think the Chargers win this game. I think this is the year we see the Chargers start to win those close games.
Yeah, I'm giving the Chargers. I gave them the sweep over New England, and then they split with Miami. All right,
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's 10 wins.
Ceiling.
I think a 10-win ceiling is realistic. No, I think a 10.
I'll give them 11. 11 ceiling, 10 floor. That's it. You get 11 ceiling, 10 floor. Yeah, I said that's it.
Yeah. Damn.
Yeah.
I think they just have a lot of tough games on their schedule this year.
Yeah, they do.
We're gonna call the gimme games what they are. The Raiders, the Commanders, the Bucks, the Patriots.
Sweep over the Patriots.
Everything outside of that is I mean, they got to play Miami twice. They got to play, the Chargers, Dallas, KC, Philly, New York twice, Denver, Cincy.
It's a top seed schedule. It's a number 1 seed schedule. That's what you got to play.
And the only difference between that 10 and 11 games is if they go to London and they beat Jacksonville. That's the difference to me.
Yeah. I give that one. All right. Any final thoughts on the Buffalo Bills and their season?
Nope.
All right. Time to look at the AFC East as a whole. Say that 3 times every time. Anytime we see as a whole, just spam it up 3 times. As a whole. All right. AFC East, dark horse. So we clearly got my New England dead last, right?
Yep.
They can't be a dark horse. So the dark horse is the Jets then, right? The dark horse, it has to be the Jets because I got Miami winning. Who do you got winning?
Miami.
Okay, so we both got Miami winning. We both don't think Buffalo's fallen off that far to be 3rd place, right?
Yeah, so rightfully, the New York Jets is a dark. I know everywhere else y'all watching, and let me get real close with it. I know everywhere else y'all watching probably got New York number 2. And y'all looking at us like dark horse? Yes.
Yeah. Yes. All right, so if the New York Jets are a dark horse, what do they have to do in order to fulfill the dark horse role? Like, is it winning the division or is it just getting into the playoffs and then winning that first round?
So honestly, after what we went through with their schedule, I'm gonna pull up their schedule again. They need to not start off the the first 6 weeks
They got to get 500.
2-4.
It'll be 500.
Yeah,
Be
they
500.
have to be 3-3 the first 6. That's what's gonna make them the dark horse, because like you said, bro, that first 6 weeks sets them up for, man, y'all are it, or man, y'all suck, y'all wasted that trade for Aaron Rodgers. So they got to be 3-3.
Which is gonna be bad because we looked after the bye week and we was like, oh, bro, y'all got like 4 or 5 in a row. You can run up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying, and cover the gap. So getting to the bye week at 500 is a dub. Getting to the bye week at 4-2 is like, oh, hold up, this might be something. He said, but y'all really can't afford the half step either. All right, so the Jets is the dark horse. So rank the head coaches in the AFC East. Is Megamind still number one? We got him in last place. Megamind, Megamind, all time, you who you are.
Are we
All
talking
time,
about coming from last year into this year? Because I mean, all time it is what it is.
No, yeah, but we all time none of these dudes are close to Megamind. Nah.
Oh yeah,
we're just ranking them going into the year, man.
Megamind's number one. I'm always gonna put him game plan, especially coming out of a bye week, number one. So it's really a fight for 2, 3, and 4.
I'm still giving respect to McDermott at 2.
Not me.
You McDaniels?
McDaniels is number 2 for me. And here's why. McDaniels understands what he has and how to use it efficiently. McDermott puts way too much power in Josh Allen's hands. And I'm not saying that for the fact that everyone else says it's saying that Josh Allen makes bad decisions.
McDermott was the DC when Cam took him to the Super Bowl. So he's like, I saw that guy do it. Maybe you should do it too.
I just think McDermott, there comes a point in play calling where you just got to be like, look, Josh, save yourself, hand the damn ball off, and let's get a new set of downs. And I think that to me is a separator.
So I'm still going to go McDermott second, McDaniels third, and Salah fourth. What is there anything that happens to make us both, because we both got Robert fourth? What has to happen for us to change and be like, nah, we could put you over McDermott or we could put you over McDaniels?
They got to win a division.
Okay, cool. Win the division.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything that you can do outside of winning the division for us to even consider moving you above Mike McDaniels and Sean McDermott.
Rank the AFC East quarterbacks.
Josh Allen 1.
Mac Jones last.
Yeah, Mac Jones is last. I'm gonna go Tua at number 2. Bless you. I'm gonna go Tua. I'm gonna go Tua 2, just because I know what I'm gonna get from him in the same exact system, with the same roster, the same weapons, maybe even a couple more going into this year. I got Aaron Rodgers number 3 because you coming into a new system, like you don't know what your system is, bro.
Damn, I'm thinking about this, and this does mess up our. To say Tua is 2 now means when we come back and do the quarterback rankings, Tua has to be over.
Oh, he will.
Oh, damn.
He will.
Right.
And I'm only saying that power rankings, like, and I think we need to put a definition on the screen. I won't, because I'm not going to come back and edit this, but a definition on the screen that says, what are you doing from last year into this year with what you have?
Yeah, and there's a difference between like all time and then like what we kind of think going into next year. I still want to give Aaron second, because again, I still want to give Aaron second because it's tough for me to think that he goes double-digit INTs again. I just still don't think that that's part of where he is, or I think he might have a real efficient year from what I could see. I don't see him dropping off. So I still Josh 1, Aaron second, Tua third, Mac fourth. That's how I'd rank it. Wide receivers. Juju, he's the best receiver on the Patriots, right?
Yeah.
At the end of the year, is he over Garrett Wilson?
No.
Tyreek or Jalen?
No.
Diggs?
No.
Garrett Wilson, at the end of the year, is he over Jalen, Tyreek, or Diggs?
No.
Yeah. I don't really see that either.
Because Tyreek and Jalen Waddle are probably both. We know Tyreek's top 10. We know he's top 10. Close to the top 5. Jalen
Yeah, I
Waddle
got
might be right there on number 10, knocking on the door in that number top
yeah,
10.
yeah. Rank the defenses.
I'm gonna go Miami 1, New York 2, Buffalo 3, New England 4.
We can't even give Megamind one in his own hood.
Nah. Nah. I already gave him 1 as a coach. And that to me is
Can
if
Christian Gonzalez, not as a talent, can Christian Gonzalez with Megamind not have a damn good year?
I think he's gonna have a good year. I'm not gonna say damn good year. Just because if you're coming
I'm not.
in, he's coming in as the clear number 1 cornerback as a rookie. Outside of Sauce Gardner, when was the last time we saw that? To be in
Uh,
such a successful place after the year.
so if I had to rank the defenses, I would go. Oh God, this is much tougher than. Okay, so I know I said it, but New England is last. It's a really good defensive division to me.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what? I'm gonna actually go. I'm gonna go. God dang. I'm gonna go Buffalo, New York, Miami, New England.
Damn, Miami 3?
Yeah,
Damn.
yeah. But it's very close because, like, I can see this division having really good defenses
Yeah,
overall.
yeah. And I think I need to preface that with all of my rankings, no one's clearing anyone.
No, 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 no. Let me change that. Let me go New York 1, Miami 2, Buffalo 3, Patriots 4.
Okay, we cool. It's just number 1 and number 2. That's swap for us.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Cool.
yeah. I'm gonna do that. Really good defenses though. Really good defenses. So I'm not gonna hold them on that. I'm not gonna do that. At the end of the year, which quarterback in this division will have the most passing touchdowns?
Cool.
Tua. I'm going Josh. I'm
Josh
going
Allen?
Josh. Yeah, Josh.
He
Josh
had
still throwing
35
30
last year.
plus. Josh still throwing 30 plus. I know Josh still throwing
Tua
30
with
plus.
13 games had what?
Yeah,
25?
yeah, but I think Josh still throwing 30 plus. Um, which quarterback will have the most passing yards?
Tua.
I go cousin Tua. Which quarterback will have the most interceptions?
Mac Jones.
No, Matt can't have
Macaroni
it. He's not starting. He's
Jones.
not starting all year. He probably ain't gonna start all year. You said he probably not gonna start all year. He ain't gonna have enough
It's
games.
because he threw 4 interceptions in his first 7 games.
Got you.
4 interceptions per game in the first 7. They give him 28.
I still think Josh leads in interceptions. The
Yeah,
division.
I'm gonna go with Josh.
The division. It's cool, bro. You do too many things too good, man. I don't expect you to throw just 6 picks.
Everybody gotta have some fault in their game.
Yeah. Yeah. Is there any team? It's just tough to say because New York is so highlighted and everything. It's tough to look at. If you had to put $5 on it, first coach to get fired that's in this division.
Robert Salah. Robert Salah. I'm sorry, big dog. You're gonna be put on the
Robert?
hot seat at the bye week, depending on what your record is.
Okay. I'm with you. I'll put my $5 on Robert too. I'll
And
put my
and
five
then
now
Mike gonna
because
be like, "Hey, Eric, be under me. What up, big dog? I know you got a job, but
I who will have the better best running back in the division? Brees Hall with the running game. Running game. You looking at Stevenson, Brees Hall, tandem
ooh."
in Miami, or Josh Allen and the boys.
I think there's enough tape on Josh Allen up to this point. I don't know what Brees Hall's gonna look like off the injury. So I'm gonna play it safe, but also with a reach, and I'm gonna go with Miami. I know I've been Miami on top of everything so far, but we got them
I,
winning the division. Like it's not out of the question.
I still think Stevenson snaps. I still think Ramondre snaps.
Ramondre, okay.
I think Ramondre
I think
snaps.
Mostert finds his way around. around
Yeah.
1,000 yards pretty early in the season.
I think most would sold me on it anytime against Cincinnati.
Did he?
I think he did. I remember
Damn.
I think I picked him. No. I think he clutched it. I think he clutched it. Something else I needed him to get. He sold me on something against Cincinnati. I just can't remember what it was.
Receptions, maybe?
All right. All right. Is it wrong for me to say that it's not I'm gonna just say it. I'm gonna just say it. I do believe Miami wins the division, but I also think that the Jets and Buffalo are tougher matchups in the playoffs.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
100%.
think Miami I think Miami could win the division, but I think if you're a team and you're like, who do you want to play? I think you would want to play Miami. I don't think you would want to play the Jets or Buffalo.
Yeah. Playing Miami
I
is like, I'm not even going to make that comparison. I'm not even going to let y'all know what it was. But if I look at it like, I'm going to be watching Miami specifically for last year. They made an adjustment against Tua in those reads across the middle of the field. Specifically, the Chargers did it. They exposed the hell out of that offense and that scheme. Exposed it. Every team after that, the Niners, every team after that played the Dolphins pretty much caught on to it. They saw the blueprint. They played that same defense against them. I think that will be the difference between how they make that adjustment once teams key into what they're really, really good at.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm going to be watching.
Okay. At the end of the year, who has more receiving touchdowns? You said Juju had 7, so does Garrett have more than 7?
No, I think
Christian
I think
Watson
he
had
has
7
7.
last year. Yeah, but I said Christian Watson had 7 last year.
For a minute, Christian Watson was the only receiver out there.
And he took a while. He dropped a couple too early. So
Um,
bro could have had like 10.
I'm gonna get bold here. I'm gonna get real bold. So you got Josh Allen leading in touchdowns, 30 plus, right? I'm gonna go with Dalton Kincaid. He's gonna end up with 10 touchdowns at the
Yeah.
end of the season.
God, dog, that's a package like a mug. That's what she said. God.
And Dalton Kincaid, he's gonna have 9 to 10 receiving touchdowns at the end of the year.
So we haven't done this on the other ones, and I feel bad. So when we come back, I want y'all to remind me in the comments to do this for the North and the NFC East. But as we get ready to wrap it up, we'll give a personal testament to each team. So, name me your favorite players from each team in franchise history.
Ooh, franchise history.
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
So for the Jets, Darrell Revis. For the Patriots, it's Ty Law. For the Dolphins, it's a tie. I lean Dreadhead Ricky Williams, though, but I also like Jason Taylor. And Buffalo is kind of tough for me. Not gonna lie to you. Buffalo, I don't really kind of like have one out there to be real. So, but yeah, it's my favorite players from each team's franchise history.
All right, I'm gonna go with Ricky Williams for the Dolphins. Clears. Damn, I think I'm gonna go with Teddy Bruschi for the Patriots. For the Jets, I think Revis. Revis is easily my favorite. I don't think I have one for the Bills. To be honest with you, I'm not even gonna fake it.
Let me just look at some players just to make sure I'm not missing any that like I might not be thinking of.
I mean, LaShawn McCoy played there, but like, I don't really have one. To be honest with you,
I might be missing somebody that I'm just really
Fitzmagic.
not thinking about it.
I'm not. No, I don't have one. I don't have one.
Let
Sorry,
me look
Buffalo.
up. Yeah, I mean, so
Buffalo's.
like, I don't have an attachment to bro, but like, let me just look up Buffalo Bills Hall of Famers. Let me let me start there and just see if there's a list of like somebody who I'm not like
Yeah.
thinking
I
about.
mean,
And
OJ played there. I'm not even gonna pretend to know like a lot of the OG players like Bruce Smith.
I
Like,
don't
if I ain't see you play, I can't. Actually, you know what? Patriots. I'm.
Okay, so hear me out. Bruce Smith, a beast, right? Bruce Smith. Um, OJ Simpson, you know what I'm saying? OJ Simpson is out there. No, I really don't have a favorite Buffalo Bills player, man. I really don't.
Teddy Bruschi. Teddy Bruschi probably one of them for me for the Patriots. I mean, I think Tom Brady's like the easy answer, but
Yeah, nah, Ty Law was my dude. Oh, Patrick Chung. Patrick
Patrick
Chung when he
Chung
was
was a
with the Rams.
dog.
Chunga Chunga Choo Choo. That was my dude. Patrick Chung.
Who
Ty
else was over
Law.
there?
Um,
Vince Wilfork was over there for a minute.
Wilford.
Dog.
Oh my God.
Randy Moss
Willie
in his one
McGee.
season
Willie
there.
McGinnis.
Oh,
Willie
Willie
McGinnis.
McGinnis.
Willie. Whoo, the 4th-and-1 against the Colts. Oh, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, they
I
got a
don't
lot of
have
good
a
players.
favorite Buffalo Bills player.
Neither do I.
Crazy. That's crazy. What a shame, man. What a shame. I don't have a favorite Buffalo Bills player, so hopefully I can find one soon. First one that I don't know, give us a shout out or something. You know what I'm saying? You'll be our favorite player. We'll get a jersey or something. We'll do that. All right, y'all. That is going to wrap it up for the AFC East. Remind me when we come back to conference time, we'll double back on NFC North and the NFC, the North and the East, what we did. As we get ready to wrap it up, Vita, soy sauce, thank y'all for watching. Do the YouTube thing, like, drop a comment, all of that. Be ready because next time you see us up here, we gonna be up in my hood, baby. We gonna be up in my hood. You feel me? Brycetown, woo! #1. Let's go.
Yeah.
All
Keep pounding.
right, y'all. Yeah, all right, y'all. We out, man.